Jobs and the economy, they are receiving plenty of attention from lawmakers this legislative session, but along with supporting legislation for those issues, this hour's Newsmaker is sponsoring bills for workplace protection as well as classroom curriculum. Here to explain is State Representative Holly Raschein from District 120, encompassing parts of Miami-Dade, all of Monroe County, including the Florida Keys. Welcome to Newsmakers from Paradise.
Thanks so much for having me. Thank you.
Up here in Tallahassee, weather a little bit different.
A little chilly.
At this time when we're talking, but let's talk about your priorities for this upcoming session. You have a bill called the Florida Competitive Workforce Act, intended to prevent discrimination when people are hiring.
Sure thing. House Bill 33, I sponsor. I'm actually the first Republican to actually sponsor a bill of this sort, I think, in the state's history, and I'm really excited about that. And currently there's no statewide policy for workplace housing or public accommodation discrimination for LGBT people. And so what my bill does is it adds, it prohibits workplace discrimination in housing, as well as public accommodations, and gives us a consistent statewide policy. There's a lot of municipalities and counties across the state that have these, but they're all very different. And so what my bill does is gives us some consistency.
We, related to that, same-sex marriages have now officially begun in Florida and the Florida Keys, Key West, a large population of LGBT people. One of the places where that initiated to try and challenge the 2008 law that prohibited same-sex marriages. Now they've begun after the federal judge cleared the way. You have to have a lot of happy constituents in your part of in your neck of the woods.
We do. It's Key West is really on fire right now. It's kind of a mecca for gay marriage, and I know this has been a very difficult issue for a lot of folks. It's very complicated, but maybe not so complicated when you get down to it. And you know, love is love. If you love somebody and you want to be committed to that person, why should you not have the same legal rights that my husband and I share? Yeah,
and it's good for the economy too. More weddings, more celebrations,
yes,
more
yes.
People coming, spending money.
Yeah, there was actually a gay wedding expo, I think, or they're planning it. I think it's going to be a big event, but great for the state of Florida, great for tourism, you know, bring it on.
You know, as for education, you also believe that our public school students should be more financially literate. This is something we've heard from lawmakers that we've spoken to here in Tallahassee. Mm-hmm. How so? How do we make our kids more financially literate so they don't spend all their money?
Yes, and I think the financial literacy bill is a great concept, and I really hope it goes through this session. It's something I would have liked to take in when I was in school. You know, it basically sets kids up for you know, being an adult, learning how to balance a checkbook, deciding, do you really need that credit card, things like that. And like I said, I really wish I would have had something like that in school, and I think it'll be great for building on our future.
I'm going to show it to my two teenagers and have them study
it
very, very carefully.
Yes.
Another pocketbook issue is homeowners insurance, especially in the district you represent, which includes the Florida Keys. A lot of your constituents pay very, very high rates of homeowners insurance. What is the legislature, and year in and year out, they seem to be dealing with issues like that, but what can you do to try to alleviate some of those costs, and especially since we haven't had a major event in a while, a major hurricane or any weather event? Especially
talking about education, I think a lot of this issue is education, and educating the rest of my fellow members, my colleagues in the legislature, in that, you know, Monroe County and Miami-Dade County have probably the strictest building code in the state. We really harden our homes. We build them up, we lift them up, we have shutter requirements, we have roofing requirements that are just a little bit stricter than other parts of the state. And we just haven't really seen that reflected in our rates. And they are, some are astronomically high. And obviously it's cumbersome for homeownership, things like that. So it's just continuing to work it through the process, let people know what we have going on down there, and just trying to bring the rates down.
Yeah, and if you've driven through the Florida Keys, you see the houses on stilts.
Fortresses.
Yeah, yes. Really models for the rest of the country, as we see New York and other parts of the country get hit by these storms, and these houses not made for it. But in the Florida Keys, they've already been retrofitted for that.
Yes, and build it right, build it hard, and we're good to go. And we should, you know, we haven't had a storm, knock on wood, thank goodness, but I just hope we'll get better. We'll get better on that issue.
One final note, and you were born in Alaska.
Yes.
How'd you make your way to Florida?
Yes, born and raised in Alaska, and my family is all from Florida, though. My parents moved there when they were younger, and grew up there as well. But I had always had a calling to come back to Florida. We always vacationed here as a kid, and I knew that I wanted to get out of Alaska, come to the warm weather. I went to Florida State, got my degree in political science, and have been in public service ever since.
Well, no hurricanes in Alaska, but certainly the weather, I don't think it can be beat in the Florida Keys.
No.
So nice trade. We've been talking with Representative Holly Raschein, representing parts of Miami-Dade, Monroe County, the Florida Keys. Thanks for being our newsmaker this hour. And from Tallahassee, I'm Phil Latzman. Thank you for watching.